I'm going. Alright. So Instagram makes more music integrations, Spotify makes more massive gains, and we'll also be taking a deep dive on whether or not Spotify's playlists are all they're cracked up to be. More on this on today's episode of MUSIK MIDTV, your home for MIDTV Music News, Deep Dive Edition. So to stay abreast of the latest happenings in the B2B music news world, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you can be notified whenever we post a video on the channel. How are you doing today? I am doing absolutely fantastic. I am Tuko, your resident artist entrepreneur, and let's get into today's episode. So for our roundup on today's episode, we're kind of switching it up a little bit on the episodes because we're going to be doing a new format, which is kind of like a little bit more of a once a week type deal. I have to make a little bit of time so I can release some music and make some off the record episodes where I'm carrying you guys on the journey, which I've been talking about for so long, so on and so forth. Here's a new format. Let's get into it. You can now share music that you've discovered on Shazam straight to your Instagram stories. This is also following the story about how Instagram also integrated with SoundCloud. You can share your SoundCloud straight to your Instagram stories, and you can also share your ticket information for Eventbrite with a Get Ticket feature on Instagram. So Instagram is not stopping when it comes to these music integrations. Also, do any of you actually use a Spotify integration and use music on your stories? I'm curious to know that. I, for one, have only tried it, but I don't do it. Maybe it's just habit. But let us know in the comment section below if you do. In other news, Spotify has made massive gains. Spotify has reached 85 million paid subscribers and 190 million overall total users on the platform. That is insane, a massive gain. Spotify also teamed up with Google to give away free smart speakers with family plans on the platform. And speaking of Spotify, let's get into today's deep dive story. Is Spotify's playlist actually worth all the hype that we give them? Exhibit A, Drake's Scorpion, which was plastered all over Spotify and its playlist, but it also still did better on Apple Music's platform. It did about 40 million more streams on Apple than it did on Spotify, and this is also considering the fact that Spotify has over 100 million active users on the platform and about 85 million paid ones. So why would you be outperformed by little Apple? Drake is not the only big artist to do better on Apple Music than he did on Spotify. Travis Scott, J. Cole, and The Weeknd have all done better numbers on Apple Music than they have on Spotify with their releases in the first week. Adding fuel to the fire, I would believe, in a way, but not intentionally, Daniel Ek goes on to say that a whopping 30% of Spotify consumption is done because of its algorithm and curated playlists, but the 70% of its consumption went unanalyzed. And that is kind of to say, if that is the other way to engage with Spotify, is you doing it yourself on a manual basis, maybe Spotify's little 30% chunk of playlists is not really performing the way we think they are. And the fact that Apple Music is still outperforming Spotify with this 30% playlist ordeal with such a large user base is very questionable. The power of their playlist should be giving projects a way better performance on the platform than they seem to be doing. Claims of propelling artists into stardom have also been questioned. From Sean Parker, who was the founder of Napster and also on Spotify's board of directors. He is also a curator for the platform, and he placed Lorde on the platform early on in her career. Daniel Ek goes on to state this as something that potentially propelled Lorde into superstardom, but it's been questioned because a lot of people who were following her movement were following her on SoundCloud and on Tumblr. Spotify has two types of playlists. They have algorithmic playlists and they have curated playlists by editors. Spotify is now trying out artificial intelligence, which is basically algorithms, on some of their larger playlists. Beast Mode, which has 4.4 million followers, Chill Hits, which has 3.7 million followers, as well as Dance Party, which has 2.4 million followers, and metal ballads. Metal ballads. Heavy metal ballads. Who's into heavy metal ballads? I don't know. At least 137,000 people are. So what do you think? Do you believe that Spotify's playlists are as powerful as people said they are? These cases do call their power into question. But let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, whether you agree or disagree. And also, do you think that eventually Spotify is going to be completely run by algorithms when it comes to their playlists? I, for one, do. Last year, they reported well above $50 million in losses, and this year they're reporting about $6 million in losses, so they might be getting closer to a profit. Getting rid of the curators might also help them get to that profit a little sooner, so we'll see how that goes. Once again, I am Tuko. You can follow me on Instagram at TukoIM. You can also keep up on the latest B2B music news by following MUSIK on Instagram at MUSIK. Oh, and if you know anyone else who should be up on what we share on the channel, be sure to share this video with them, like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.